Hi guys and welcome back to the channel Held Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe and also click that notification bell if you're enjoying what you're seeing and if you want to see more. Coming up in today's episode, 2 reports from Friday and Thursday in the NRL and news from Wigan over Zach Hardaker. We begin today's episode with the NRL ANZAC Round, which is the round 7 fixture list for the NRL. ANZAC stands for Australia and New Zealand Army Corps, as on 25th of April 1915, Australia and New Zealand soldiers formed part of an Allied expedition in World War I to capture the Gallipoli Peninsula. These became known as ANZACs, and they are proud to continue the name to this day, and this is NRL celebration for it. Thursday's game was Cronulla Sharks taking on Manly Sea Eagles. As we look at the table, the Sharks are sitting 3rd, but have just come off a defeat to the Melbourne Storm, while the Sea Eagles are in 6th after their win last time out. And here are the two teams. First of all, the Sharks are without Dale Finucane, who will miss the game after suffering a head knock and failing his HIA against Melbourne. And Braden Hamlin Ulele has a pectoral injury, so he's out also. Cameron McIllis will start at lock, while Aidan Tolman comes into the starting side, and Royce Hunt joins the bench. Sione Katoa, who had a knee injury last time, returns on the wing, pushing Marwani Hiroti to the reserves, while Britton Nikora, who had COVID protocols last time, is also named to return. For the Sea Eagles, Morgan Harper returns in the centres after his COVID-enforced layoff, so Tolutolo Kola goes to the reserves list. Josh Aloiai has an issue with his shoulder, so he's out, and his place is taken by Taniela Paseka, who moves from the bench to the starting lineup. Head knock sideline Sean Kepi, so Ethan Bulmore joins the bench, as does Kurt DeLewis. Prop Martin Tapal is still sidelined with COVID protocols. So we go into the first half, and the action from the opening kick-off was there to be seen, as Daly Cherry Evans knocked the ball back, should I say, into his own in-goal area, and then was swamped by the Sharks, forcing a goal line dropout. In the first attacking set of the game, the Sharks opening the scoring. They spread the ball to the barnstorming Siosifa Taleki, who sliced through the defence for an early try. After the start, the very fast start, the two sides settled into the game and traded sets back and forth, but it didn't take long before Talaleki returned to the forefront. The Sharks ventured into the Manly half once again and hit their strike centre. Again, Talaleki took on the line and crashed over for his second try of the game. The Sharks could smell blood in the water. They surged down the field and kept feeding the ball to Talaleki. This time, Taleki's offload found Ronaldo Mulitalo, who stepped inside to score the Sharks' 3rd try of the half. Unfortunately for Manly, they gave away a penalty in the following set and invited the Sharks back on the attack. Once again, Talaleki had the ball in his hands, and he continued to hurt Manly. He broke free down the left, and got the ball to Mulitalo, who scored his 2nd try in the corner. Rubbing salt in the wounds of Manly, Halomi Olakawatu was simbing for a direct shoulder contact with the head of Aidan Tolman. Minutes later, it was an instant replay of the previous play as Talaleki burst through the shell-shocked defence of Manly. In unstoppable fashion, he sprinted down the field and chipped a kick into the in-goal area for William Kennedy to scoop up the ball and score. The home side got one more try through Teague Wilton, but the first half was all about the destructive performance of Siosifa Taleke. It was a 32-0 half-time score, and after being demoralised in the first half, Manly started the second half with a mountain to climb. They started off on the right foot though when they scored an early try versus through Christian Tuipolotu. A penalty against the Sharks in the next set, so Manly get piggybacked up down the field in some fortunate circumstances. Daly Cherry Evans ran from dummy half and passed to Paseka, who crashed through a gap to score their second try in 4 minutes. Playing with nothing to lose, Manly kept chancing their arm. They maintained their momentum, and it wasn't long before their third try came. With the Sharks looking nervous in defence, Lachlan Croker darted out of dummy half and somehow got the ball down with 3 Sharks hanging off him. The comeback was well and truly on for Manly, as within 20 minutes they had cut the lead from 32 to 16 and had the Sharks on the back foot. Over the next 10 minutes, the Sharks were able to stem the flow of points. Manly still maintained the better of the field position, keeping the Sharks under pressure. Eventually, the pressure was too much for the Sharks, as Manly broke through once again. Daly Cherry Evans had delivered a pass to Ola Kawatu, who crashed over, cutting the lead to just 10. And inside the final 10 minutes, Manly kept hunting as they looked to get within a converted try. They came close through Daly Cherry Evans' grubber into the in-goal area, but Andrew Davey knocked on in the act of scoring. Time and fatigue became Manly's biggest enemies. The Sharks held on and kept Manly out, icing the game with a late penalty to secure a 12-point lead with the tale of 2 halves. And the final score was Sharks 34, Manly Seagulls 22. While we're waiting for the Broncos game to finish, Zach Hardaker has left Wigan Warriors with immediate effect to return to his family base in Yorkshire and pursue career opportunities closer to his home. In a statement by Wigan Warriors Executive Director Chris Radlinski, he said, "Zach is a hugely talented player, universally liked by teammates and staff alike. Everybody at Wigan Warriors has done everything they could to provide him with a platform he needed to shine at the highest level. As a consequence, we are all extremely disappointed that his time at the club has had to end in this way. We wish him all the best for the future." Hardaker was recently dropped from the side for failing below club standards, the latest in a string of disciplinary issues. He signed for Wigan in May 2018 while still serving a drugs ban, which led him to be released from Castleford Tigers. Hardaker has been linked with a return to Leeds, who he played for between 2011 and 2017, being named the Super League Man of Steel in 2015 during that period. He began his career with Featherstone Rovers and has also played some rugby league down under with Penrith Panthers. Zach Hardaker had played 80 games for Wigan up to Easter weekend, where he was stood down recently from the squad on Good Friday for the Good Friday derby against St Helens and didn't return in the next game either, after coach Matt Peake said he dipped below the standards expected of a Wigan player. He has though won as a Super League with Leeds on no less than 3 occasions and the Challenge Cup twice, following his move to Headingley from Featherstone in 2011. So he is trophy laden and respected worldwide. But his off the field demons, I'm not saying that this is the case this time, were part of his stagnating career, which saw him move to lower down the pecking order perceived clubs such as Castleford for a loan and then the signing. But he seemed to have started well this year, having played on the wing and centre with Wigan, with his pace as well, contributing to the electrifying attack, with Bevan French and Jai Fields running at forward, running out the opponents and scoring points at a plenty, as seen against Wakefield in the 54 points to 6 victory. Was it 56 points to 4? I can't remember. But Hardaker wasn't involved. The Challenge Cup game, though, saw him involved in one of the scariest goal forward teams that Wigan have had for quite some time. So him leaving leaves a void. But I'm sure he will land on his feet, and Wigan, like every club, will move on. I'm not being harsh here. I've got to be honest. I've always said Zach Hardaker is not the right player for Wigan Warriors. Not because of his off-the-field play. It's just that I wasn't too sure about the hype around him. There are better players out there. At 30, though, he will have quite a few medals in his back pocket. And he can go, so what? I've got this. I'm just one person's opinion. He could tell me blow it out my backside, but it doesn't matter. He's done what he has in rugby league, and good luck to him and whatever he does next. The next game that we're going to talk about is the game between the Brisbane Broncos and the Canterbury-Bankstown Bulldogs, as they took centre stage for Friday's game of this ANZAC weekend. The Bulldogs had slipped to bottom of the league due to the win that West Tigers got last time out, while the Broncos are struggling as well with their 2 wins and being 14th in the NRL ladder. Here are the 2 teams. First of all, the Broncos. The injury to fullback Tese Niu has opened the door for Team Murray Martin to play his first NRL game since 2019. The 26-year-old retired in 2020 due to a bleed on the brain, but has fought his way back and will make an emotional return this weekend. Herbie Farnworth is back after his leg injury in the centres, and Tyson Gamble is the new 5'8", with Billy Walters going to the bench. Payne Haas returns from his 1-game ban at prop, so Keenan Palicia moves to the bench. Corey Pax is the new hooker, with Jake Turpin nursing a shoulder injury. Thomas Flegler gets a spot on the bench on his return for suspension, and Ryan James drops out. There are 2 changes for the Bulldogs. To the side that was beaten up by the Rabbitohs, with Braden Burns, who had an hamstring injury, and Chris Patolo, who's got a head knock, both sidelined. Aaron Shupp comes into the centres, while Corey Waddell is the new face in the pack. So we're going to the first half, and a scare for the home side early, with forward leader Payne Haas forced off the field with a shoulder problem in the 8th minute, but he was able to return midway through the half after treatment and went on to play a starring role. The Bulldogs were first to score when Aaron Shupp showed his strength and skill at centre to hold off defenders and deliver a pass to Hardaker to cross over in the 18th minute. Come the 30th minute, Hardaker had a double, burning Selwyn Cobbo on the outside after good lead-up work by Cal Flanagan and Matt Burton. The Broncos hit the back in the 35th minute when Corey Oates steamed onto an Adam Reynolds pass from close range, and the home side went to the break trailing 10 points to 6. He was completely untouched as he went through. It was a good set play. Corey Oates came from his left wing after a second tackle, I think it was, and the gap opened up and he just went straight through it. Tavita Pangai Jr. produced 2 huge plays in the space of 3 minutes to help the Bulldogs extend their lead. First, taking a slip catch to defuse a Tyson Gamble kick to get his team out of trouble, and then delivering a perfect offload from Matt Duffy to score. The Broncos were next to score though when Corey Pax burrowed over from dummy half and Reynolds' conversion made it 14 points to 12. Reynolds stamped his class on the game though with a chip click over the top, which Jordan Ricky regathered before passing back inside for his skipper to race away and score, plus taking the lead for Broncos in the first time in the game. Cobbo got his name on the try-scoring list courtesy of a Reynolds pass, and the Broncos turned an 8-point deficit into an 8-point lead in the space of 11 minutes of the second half. Reynolds was at it again in the 74th minute, laying on another try for Cobbo with a deft grubber which the winger did brilliantly to score. Cobbo then turned provider with an infield kick from Reece Kennedy to score, and his home side were out to 34 points to 14. The Bulldogs now have just got 1 win to their name, to their credit, but could take plenty of heart from performances from debutants Jacob Kiraz and Billy Sirikis. The Broncos have used 4 different halves combinations across the opening 7 rounds, with Tyson Gamble, Adam Reynolds the latest pairing, after Billy Walters and Albert Kelly in round 1, Kelly Reynolds round 2 to 4, and Walters and Reynolds in rounds 5 to 6. The Bulldogs were forced to make the first 36 tackles of the match after conceding a penalty and a 6 again, as well as a goal line dropout in the opening minutes, but held firm. Josh Hardaker has now scored 19 tries in 18 games at Suncorp Stadium. Jacob Kiraz enjoyed a superb debut at centre for the Bulldogs, running 123 metres and 7 tackles breaks before leaving the field on the 54th minute with severe cramp. He returned to add another 10 minutes to his tally and finished the night with 133 metres. Despite being off the field for 12 minutes with a shoulder injury, Payne Haas still had 22 hit-ups for 239 metres in another Herculean performance. In his first game for 3 years, Broncos number 1 Tay-Marie Martin looked assured under the high ball and run powerfully for 145 metres. The final score, Brisbane Broncos 34, Canterbury Bulldogs 14. And that's it for another episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide. Please tell me in the comments below what your thoughts are of Zach Hardaker leaving Wigan. Many comments online are saying they wouldn't be surprised if he turned up in the Leeds shirt tomorrow night or tonight. But I think his options are different. We'll see how they come though. Wigan, where's their next stop going to be when it comes to outside backs? They keep having so many injuries to them. Plus, with Hardaker leaving, what can you do? The Broncos getting their third win in the season, and Reynolds starring in that pivotal halfback role. It was always going to be him as the star man there. Rabbitoh's had a few more star men, so he's going to be in the big fish in a small pond, hoping to push the rest of the team along with him. And finally, Cronulla's first half demolition of Manly. They did enough to win. That's all that mattered. It was a good performance. Again, tell me what your thoughts are on Manly this season. They've gone so shy. But in the meantime, please remember to share this video worldwide. I wish you all the best. Please stay safe, and I'll see you in the next episode.